I grew up with my weight and my appearance being a thing. I remember going to sleep each night when I was younger and using the back of my fingers on my right hand to pull the skin under my chin back towards my Adam's apple um, in order to tighten it and hopefully eliminate a double chin. As I got older, I went through a series of diets and non-diets. I would try to focus on exercise and calorie counting, or Atkins or something like that. And then I would, fall off the wagon, and kind of lose motivation to stay into it. And then at that point, when you're already off the wagon, it's like, just screw it, I'm fat anyway. I might as well be fat. I realized that was leading to a lot of feeling pretty terrible. And then I would usually eat in order to feel better. And of course, the things that I would eat when I felt bad in order to feel better were things like comfort foods, right? Like, comfort foods, foods that make us feel more comfortable, foods that make us feel better when we feel bad. So I realized that this wasn't sustainable in my 30s, and that something needed to change. So I wanted to see if there was, anything about how I kind of noticed my weight and my appearance that was, I could change in some way, because the cycle of diet, being on and then falling off and then feeling bad and then going further off, and then feeling bad about that and then getting back on and never really being happy with any of it, to be honest with you, despite sometimes even reaching like an ideal weight. I would always gain weight back, and so I looked at the different kind of points where I was measuring or noticing my weight and my appearance, and what I came up with was I would look in the mirror, and that's a way that I would kind of judge kind of my weight and how I looked. I would get on the scale, right, and look at the number. And then I would feel how my clothes felt kind of on my body. Those were the three ways that I kind of judged that. And so I started looking for kind of patterns. And what I noticed was that when I felt bad for other reasons, just like when I was having a bad day or just when I wasn't feeling good, I would hate what I saw in the mirror. And I would hate the number on the scale, and I would hate the way that my clothes felt on my body, right? I'd feel stuck. And when I was having a good day, I would be more likely to like what I saw in the mirror. If I was having a good day, that perhaps that same number wouldn't appear so bad, or might even appear positive. And certainly if I was having a good day and feeling good, I'd be more likely to be outside and getting some exercise, like I do when I feel good, and I would be liking the way that I feel in my clothes when I'm exercising. And I realized pretty quickly that if I felt good, I would be doing more of the things that would keep me feeling good, if I did things that made me feel good. Whereas if I did things that made me feel better, I would end up feeling worse, right? That's the difference between doing things that make you feel good versus doing things that make you feel better. The things that you do to make you feel better, like eating comfort food, different from the things you do making you feel good, like eating healthy food. So I switched it up entirely. I made a list of all of the things that I knew made me feel good, right? And in a lasting way, like good about myself, good that I did it, proud, positive, optimistic, into it, right? And I came up with this list that feels, at least in some ways, universal, at least some of it, right? Like getting enough sleep, definitely on there. For me, not eating after 6:30 at night, let my body digest before I go to sleep. Playing music and listening to music, spending time with family, learning something new, going outside, laughing. These are all things that I know, movement of some kind, right? Exercise, all things that I know make me feel good and not better. And so what happens now is that I just try to do everything that I can on that list of things that make me feel good every day. And if I get to 10 of them, awesome. If I get to one of them, awesome. It doesn't matter. If I decide to have nachos at 9:30 at night, and wake up in the morning feeling like crap, my inclination now is not to do what makes me feel better, which is to, stay in bed and say, screw it, I'm fat anyway, right? And eat more. My inclination is to do what makes me feel good again. So I get up and I get out there and do what makes me feel good. And I know it's like kind of like the old Diet Coke logo or whatever, but I think it's really important. And for me, this has been a sustainable, healthy lifestyle move. Do what makes you feel good instead of what makes you feel better. Those things are universal to us, and it's made a real difference. And I hope that's helpful.